first stepped into a production gallery a number of years ago and immediately knew it was where I wanted to work. Sitting in the director's chair on a multi-camera production has always been a goal for me, and it's coming a lot sooner than you'd think. In just a few weeks' time, I'll be camera directing a musical theatre live stream. This documentary will follow my progress as I learn and explore what I need to do to achieve that, and my overall goal of becoming a multi-camera director. First, what is a multi-camera director? As with any director, they are leaders, often in charge of vast teams. Multi-camera shows can be a wide range of content, from your Saturday night entertainment programmes such as The X Factor or Strictly, live festival coverage such as Glastonbury, and even sitcoms such as Miranda or Friends. These programmes are often filmed with multiple cameras to necessitate the need to capture spontaneous action quickly. But how can somebody get into the role? I travelled to London to meet some experienced multi-camera directors.
It was really difficult trying to find out how to get a career as a director. All the advice I was given was one that you should do things like physics and science and become an engineer and somehow get into TV that way. I think in hindsight that's the wrong advice. I wouldn't recommend that to other people.
I went to Ravensbourne School of Broadcasting. There you got to get a bit of grounding in loads of different techniques, so you learned a bit about editing and camera work and lighting and sound. Now, I do think there's definitely a value in higher education, learning about the industry, but it really is just a grounding.
So I ended up actually failing A-level physics, which was a real disaster. But I did manage to get a job as a trainee assistant film editor. Any spare lunch break or in the evenings, I would just wander around studios and I would just sort of sit and watch programmes being made.
I went and got a media qualification, but whilst I was doing that, I also spent a lot of time working for smaller companies. That was, I found, the best combination to try to get myself qualified in the subject I was interested in, but also to get as much experience on my CV as possible.
Being in a studio is such an exciting place, you know, particularly on a live show where there's such a kind of adrenaline buzz. I just knew that was the kind of thing that I wanted to do.
Because it's kind of a job at the top, you kind of need to know what everyone else does, and you can only learn that on the floor.
It seems there isn't a catch-all qualification to become a director, and I might be better off jumping straight in and getting experience. Today I've come in to watch the production team begin rigging and find out some more about the show.
Dogfight is about a group of Marines who, well, because they want a bit of fun, they decide to go out and try and find the ugliest date possible, and in return for this they hold a competition. But during this, Birdlace falls in love with this, well, ugly girl, but she's not really that ugly, and they go on this sort of romantic adventure until he goes off to war and he comes back a broken man.
We had 6 weeks rehearsal time, and we were also in all over half term to build the set and made sure everything was okay for the cast. I just helped make it, paint it, put it in, build it, everything. We
have been working with them to create a set which works for them but also makes a visually enhancing show.
Potential challenges are just making sure it looks right for us and it's safe and the audience gets the best possible experience.
It's been quite challenging to take it from a design point to a building point. You've got to constantly be thinking about what's happening next.
We've never had a show being streamed before at college. There's quite a lot of pressure being streamed, so I am quite nervous about it, so it'll be fine.
My previous directing experience has lent itself towards more spontaneous events, often with repeated action, such as fashion and dance shows. These streams, however, need to portray the dogfight story to an outside audience, but as yet I have few ideas how to go about planning for this.
One of the jobs I do is I'm a director for NT Live.
Tony has directed a number of shows for the National Theatre.
I get sent a wide shot of the whole performance, and then I literally just go through the scripts, know where my cameras are, and I think, what do I want to see? I camera script the whole play, which for a 2-hour play you're talking maybe 800, 1,000 shots, maybe more. We have a day where I sit down with all the camera guys and the vision mixer and the PA, and we have a viewing of the wide shot that I scripted to. We watch the whole play, we literally break it down shot by shot, and then the next day we go in and we do one rehearsal.
Seeing the completed set for the first time a week later was when the ideas really started flowing. However, I knew we were limited to 4 cameras and only a small amount of space to put them in.
We did try and create spaces within our seating bank to allow the cameras to go. Due to the wide space, they needed a few different positions. but I thought we worked quite well together to try and create that so that the director knew fully what they were working with before they entered the space.
I sat through the tech rehearsal with my copy of the script and made notes on character movement. That evening, I went back through my script and planned each of the cameras for each scene. Knowing at least where each camera should be allowed me to dynamically cut around the action of the cast.
Kind of connection.
After one rehearsal, we put on 4 shows.
Why not come to this party with me?
2 of which were live streamed and the others recorded. My team was small, with only myself and a vision mixer in the gallery and 4 camera operators on the floor. Due to time constraints, the operators weren't always the same people, so constant, clear direction was vital.
Yeah, I definitely think the streaming was a success. I watched them back and I thought they were brilliant. All the shots were so slick. I think the pressure of streaming really got to the cast as well, which was good.
And I think it's absolutely tremendous. The opportunity for the students involved and for the people to see the shows outside of audiences is really fantastic.
We were able to capture the feeling and atmosphere of the shows and distribute it to an audience otherwise unable to see it. The shows were not without their failings, but I'm proud of what we could achieve in a short amount of time with relatively limited resources.
It's very useful to have the shows recorded so we can look back on them and we know where there were good points and where there weren't so good points for us as a technical team, and for the cast to look back and review their performances.
The experience of creating a live show and this documentary has taught me the skills I need, the pathway to get there, and the future of the broadcast industry. With this renewed knowledge and experience, I have a refreshed ambition for a career as a multi-camera director, and perhaps I've been able to inform and inspire some of you too. Thank you to everyone who made this film possible, and thank you for watching.